So who is Multiple Man? Well, Jamie Mandrix is a complicated guy, and that's part of why I like Steven so much for this role. Jamie is conflicted internally, but then as a result of his mutant ability, it becomes external. Let me explain. Jamie can create duplicates, or dupes as he calls them, of himself. They're essentially just real versions of Jamie until the main Jamie decides to absorb them back into his body. And when Jamie absorbs a dupe, he gets their memories, which means if Jamie wanted to, he could say, send a dupe to ride a roller coaster, and then reabsorb the dupe and have the memories of the ride become part of Jamie's memories, as if he was the one that rode the coaster. In practice, what Jamie did at one point was send a flock of dupes in every direction and tasked each one with learning a different skill. One became a lawyer, one became a physicist, one became a priest, and then Jamie reabsorbed all but a few of the dupes and became a guy with a lot of skills and knowledge. So 2 problems here. 1, his mind was sort of a mess. And 2, if you have all of these skills, what should you do with your life? Luckily, Jamie loves one thing above all else: noir. Detectives, dames, mysteries, murder. Jamie is all about that whole thing. And when he needed to decide what to actually do with himself, Jamie used the money one of his dupes won on a game show and became a private eye under the outfit X Factor Investigations. Now, I'm skipping a lot of his history here. He's one of those characters that was introduced as a bad guy, but that didn't last. He was also part of the government-sponsored Team X Factor, but Investigations is when Jamie really shined. And because of his myriad skills, mixed with his identity crisis, he got to be both a competent detective and an incompetent everything else. Sure, Jamie knows how to interview a witness, but he's really bad at managing a team, especially one that includes a former girlfriend. Because Jamie wants to be everything to everyone. And because he has absorbed all of the skills and knowledge he should be able to, but as a result, he is fractured, constantly compromising, and lamenting his own weakness. And worst of all, for the Investigations run, his powers are on the fritz, and whenever he creates a dupe, it takes on one of Jamie's traits. The dupe could be the compassionate version of Jamie, or the self-conscious version of Jamie, or the horny version of Jamie. But Jamie is forced to reckon with the fact that these are all pieces of himself. Unlike Cyclops, or Storm, or the usual X-leaders, Jamie is an enormous mess. He is the Hawkeye of the X-Men. So why Steven? Because Steven Yeun characters wear their insecurities on their sleeves. They try to hide it, but they can't. Jupe is still a scared little kid. Jacob is terrified of failing his family. Mark is worried he'll turn into his father. Danny is really, really angry. Unlike a lot of other leading men, Steven Yeun characters have an almost impossible time keeping their cool. Maybe it comes from his background in improv, but a Steven Yeun character is almost always at the same time losing and moving forward. Multiple Man takes hits and gets back up, but unlike other characters who can do this all day, Jamie is not a role model. He's just a guy, a normal messed up guy who is trying to do good in spite of himself.